Boom. I'm Thundercloud, and today I'm reading some of C.J. Dennis's selected verse, and this the songs of A Sentimental Bloke, and one of his more famous ones. A play. It's about where a young couple go and see Romeo and Juli-et. Here we go. The play by C.J. Dennis. "What's in a name?" she says, and then she sighs and clasps her little hands and rolls her eyes. "A rose," she says, "be any other name would smell the same. Oh, wherefore art you Romeo, young sir? Chuck your old pot and change your moniker." Doreen and me, we been to see a show. The swell $2 touch. Bong, tong, you know. A chair apiece with velvet on the seat. A slap-up treat. The drama's writ by Shakespeare years ago about a barmy goat called Romeo. "Lady, be yonder moon, I swear," says he, and then he climbs up on the balkiney. And there they smooge a treat with pretty words like two love birds. I nudge Doreen, she whispers, "Ain't it grand?" Her eyes are shining and I squeeze her hand. "What's in a name?" she says. "Struth, I don't know. Billo is just as good as Romeo." She may be Juli-er or Juli-et. He loves her yet. If she's the tart he wants, then she's his queen. Names never count, but I like Doreen. A sweeter, dearer sound I never heard. There's music hangs around that little word, Doreen. But what was this I starts to say about the play? I'm off me beat, but when a bloke's in love, its thoughts turn her way, like a omen dove. This Romeo is lurking with a crew, a dead tough crowd of crooks called Montague. His clinners push what's named Capulet. They has him set. Fair narks they are, just like them backstreet cliques. Except they fights with skewers stead of bricks. What's in a name? What's in a string of words? They scraps in old Verona with their swords. And never give a bloke a stray dog's chance, and that's romance. But when they deals it out with bricks and boots in little lawn, they're low, degraded brutes. What's just plain stoush with us right here today is valour if you're far enough away. Sometimes some writer bloke will do the trick with Ginger Mick. Of Spadger's Lane he'll be a Romeo when he's been dead 500 years or so. Fair Juli-et, she gives her boy the tip, says she, "Don't sling that crowd of mine no lip. And if you run again a Capulet, just do a get. He swears he's done with lash, he'll chuck it clean, same as I done when I first met Doreen." Oh, they smooge some more at that. Strike me blue, it'd give me Joes to sit and watch them two. He'd break away and start to say goodbye, and then she'd sigh, "Oh, Romeo," and get a strangle halt and hang around him like she'd feared he'd bolt. Next day he words a gospel cove about a secret wedding, and they plan it out. He spouts a piece about how he's bewitched then they get itched. Now here's the place where I fair get the pip. She is for keeps, and yet he lets her slip. Ah, but he makes me sick, a fair gazob. He's just a glassy on the soulful sob. He'll sigh and spruik and owl, a lovesick vow, the silly cow. But when he's got her spliced and on the straight, he cruels the pitch and tries to kid its fate. Oh, fate me foot instead of slopping soon, and he was wed off on his honeymoon. I am his cobber called Mercurio. They have to go and mix it with the push of Capulets. They look for trouble, and it's what they get. A tug named Tybal, cousin to the skirts, brags them and makes a start to sling off dirt. Next minute there's a real old ding-dong go, half round or so. Mercurio, he gets it in the neck. Ah, rats, he says, and passes in his check. Quite natural, Romeo gets wet as owl. It's me or you, he howls, and with a yell, plunks Tybal through the gizzard with his sword. Oh, I encored. Put in the boot, I says, put in the boot. Oosh, says Doreen. Shame, says some silly coot. Then Romeo, he don't know what to do. The cops get busy like they always do, and nose around until he gets blue funk and does a bunk. They wants his tart to wed some other guy, and strike, she says, I wish that I could die. Now this here gospel bloke's a fair shrewd head, says he, old dope you, and so they think you're dead. I tips he was a cunning sort, what knew a thing or two. She takes his knockout drops up in her room. They think she's snuffed and plant her in her tomb. Then things get mixed up a treat and starts to whirl. Here's Romeo comes back and finds his girl tucked in a little coffin, cold and stiff, and in a jiff he swallows Lysol, throws a fancy fit, head over turkey, and his soul as flit. Then Juli-et wakes up, sees him there, turns on the waterworks, and tears are rare. Dear love, she says, I cannot live alone. And with a moan, she grabs his pocket knife and ends her cares. Peanuts and lollies, says a boy upstairs. And that's it. The play by C.J. Dennis from the Songs of a Sentimental Bloke.